Hey Brandy, I'm looking at your website right now and I'm just going to make a quick video. It's a lot easier. I happened to open your About page first and I'm just going through and checking things. And when I get to the body, everything looks good. Your body closes in the right spot. But immediately after that, you have your header. And normally the only thing in your header is, your site branding, not your navigation. Normally you have the two of them nested in here, and I don't think you want that. You also would probably want your tagline up with site branding like we did in the bubble under. So I'm just going to move to show you what I'm talking about. I would cut that and I would put that up here in the header after site branding. You have the close for that down lower. I need to move that up also. And the site branding closes out down here, even though you say it's for the navigation. So I guess you just forgot it completely. So the site branding div, we need to close right here. So now within your header, and just to make this a little bit more visible, I'm going to tab these in. And then you have your tagline with a paragraph in it and the end of your div tagline. And then this should be, this closing div is the end of the header div, this one right here. So I'm going to cut that and put that up here. So your header opens and closes here. It contains site branding in a heading 1 and a tagline that you have in a paragraph format right now, and then your header ends. Then you have your navigation. The end of your navigation div has to come after, I guess you doubled up on it. There it is right there. Yeah, you had it doubled up. So I just deleted that one completely. So your navigation is here. It's an unordered list, but notice you never close that. You have to remember to close the tag. So again, by running this through Validator and or just doing what I'm doing and going through and clicking on each one of these and making sure that they light up. So now you have in your navigation, in a div called navigation, you have an unordered list that contains 3 list items. They all open and close, and each is anchored with a closing anchor, and home goes to the index page, about us, contact. So that's all great. So that's what your navigation should look like. This is just a spare one now. Then you start with your body content, which is great. And I'm just going through this for the first time. So I would look for body content and then I would scroll down and see where you closed it. Right down here. That's great. You have a header 3, a paragraph. I need to turn on the text wrap. I don't like it when it's like this. Your paragraph closes and you do have an anchor with your Gmail address, so that's great. Then you have a heading 2, and in your heading 2 it says about us. Then you have a paragraph. Inside it is an image. The source is a folder called images with a capital I. I'm just going to double check. Yep, that's what you called it. And then looking outside JFIF, that is nothing. That is not a JPEG or a GIF. So we need to fix that. So in your images folder, the name of the file actually is looking outside. And I don't use a PC very much. How do I change this to be a different view? Ugh. Let's see, view, details. There we go. JFIF, what on earth is that? I have never seen that before in my life. Wow, I don't even know. I seriously don't know what to say here. If you renamed that and because you use the exact same naming convention it worked, that's great, but I truly have never seen that. However, that's what it is. JFIF with height and paragraph. Good. Paragraph and paragraph. Good. I'm just going to move that up a little bit. Then you chose to put in a block quote that you open and close. That's great. You have a paragraph, but it doesn't close. You forgot the ending caret here. See how when I click on that, it doesn't light up? So I'm going to put your closing caret, and I'm going to make that a lowercase p to match. So you have a paragraph, strong. So the whole thing is strong or bold. Coffee is italicized love. Coffee is style. Coffee is life. N strong NP. Okay, good. End black quote. Good. Then you have another paragraph. Strong. Contact us at this address, and then a break, so it goes down. Break, break, break. Perfect. End of your paragraph. Why are all these lighting up? They should light up purple only. Purple. P to P. Okay, good. And then P, copyright ends over here. That's the copy. That's the end of your body content, body and HTML. Okay, good. So if you make those changes, that will clean up your about page. And you need to do that before you move on and start adding CSS or things are not going to work. Okay, I'm on your contact page now. And what I'm going to recommend is that once you fix your about page, you go back and you basically copy all of this down to your navigation, all the way here, maybe even to your opening body content, because that's going to be the same on every page. What's inside the page on your contact page is going to be different. That will go right here. And then when you're done with it, you'll have to remember to close the body content div, the total body, and the total HTML. But what I'm seeing here is really quite confusing. Head and title and meta character set work great. Then we get into the body, but you have a div ID for header with no closing for it. You have a div ID for site branding, and that one does close, and you have your heading 1 in it, so that's great. You have a div ID for a tagline, but you actually have nothing in it. There's no tagline. So again, all of this, like I said, take it from what you fixed on this page and paste it into here. Your div called body contact, how this, or body content, sorry, how this page is different, can include this, contact us. No need to double up on the paragraphs. Knock this one out and just finish with one. And then your anchor tag, only need to close that once. So all this is beyond extra craziness. And then because you're going to put a div of body content here, you need to close that div before you close everything else out. So this page is really needs some tweaking. Okay, and then finally I opened your index page last. Same thing, your head is fine. Once you get into your body though, your header and site branding and tagline, clean that up like you did on the about page like I walked through. And then remember to start another div of your body content. That's probably where this will go, and your image. And then, your header is way up here. Then you'll be closing out, after you do this paragraph, that's when you'll be closing out your body content. So again, follow what I did in the about page, fix that up based on what I explained, and then you're going to have to clean up your contact and index page based on that. Something that works really well is getting one page perfect, and normally it's your index because that's usually where you start, but I actually started with your about page. If you were to get this one perfect, run it through the validator and everything looks good and it views properly when you go to look at it in Chrome, the thing you can do from there is do a file save as and call it contact page. And then all you're really doing is swapping out this div, the body content, from page to page is what changes. Not the header, not the navigation, and if you have a footer, not the footer. The thing that changes is the body content, so that might be easier as well. If you have any questions, check Blackboard for when I have drop-in hours for this class. It's going to be Thursday at 10 a.m. Is when I'm going to have, I'll be in the online virtual chat room and you can pop in there and I can share my screen and do things like that to help you. Thanks.